I'm Spencer, and these are some news reports for August 1st, Monday. It's been a pretty big day with news. We have some Pokemon news, some Samsung Galaxy Note 7 news, and some Microsoft Xbox Slim news. Let's start with the Pokemon, because that's the exciting stuff. There's a bunch of news that just came out today. Nintendo went ham on the information, so let's talk about it. It's for Sun and Moon. Not for Pokemon Go. Don't worry about the Pokemon Go crap. It's gonna die. No, yeah, never mind. I'm just kidding. I know you guys love your Pokemon Go. I don't get it, but to each his own. Let's talk about Pokemon Sun and Moon. It is the new 3DS game that's coming out later this year, and they made 3 major announcements, and each one of them has a lot of information inside of it. So let's get started. The first big deal is the Right of the Island Challenge. These are trials that you have to go through. There's 4 islands in the game, and each one has its own set of trials. So to complete each island, you have to go through a series of events that aren't necessarily battle related. To complete the island challenge, young trial goers must overcome the trials in store on each of the 4 islands. These trials are not limited to battling with Pokemon. They take a variety of forms, such as finding items or completing tests of knowledge. You will not be able to accomplish them with ordinary methods. So finally we get to use these Pokemon for something other than battling. This is something we saw on the television show, but never really in video games too often. So I'm super excited to try that out. The other thing they're talking about is Totem Pokemon. At the end of each trial, a mighty Pokemon known as a Totem Pokemon will be waiting. A Totem Pokemon is much larger than others of its species, and its body is enveloped in a special aura. Ooh. When Totem Pokemon battle, they summon ally Pokemon to join them. With the support of these allies, the Totem Pokemon become even more powerful. It seems that Pokemon other than Totem Pokemon sometimes call on allies to aid them. I said Pokemon like 200 times in that one little paragraph. And finally, the final trial on each island is called the Grand Trial. It is a Pokemon battle against the Kahuna, who leads that island. If a trial goer succeeds in clearing this grand trial, he or she will be publicly recognized as having cleared all of the island's trials and can move on to the next island. So it's almost like they're replacing gyms in this game. That's kind of cool. I know they've always had these gym battles that you have to fight on, and it's always kept that same formula. And I actually like the formula, but it might be nice to change it. That's been my biggest complaint about the series, that they never change anything. So super excited to try that. Next up on Alola is the Alola forms and Z moves. So Alola forms are different kinds of Pokemon. So Exeggutor is now this weird Alola form of it, where it's part dragon for some reason. It's got a tail with a little head on it, and apparently that's what it's supposed to look like all along. Here's Vulpix and Ninetales turning into an Ice and Ice Fairy, respectively, form. And they do this because they're evolving, and I love that's real Darwinism. When they go to these new places, they had to adapt, so they change their body types to adapt to the new areas they went to. Here's Sandshrew and Sandslash again turning into this ice form. I think that they're Ice and Steel. So that is so cool. Like, those Pokemon look tight. I'm so glad they're getting a little change up. Now on top of this, they revealed some of the newer Pokemon that they're showing off. Oricorio's got 4 unique styles, one based on each of the islands that they're on. You can see that they take on their own forms that are similar to what you might know based on their regions. Like this one's clearly like a Hawaiian, maybe Kokomo style, and that one's got that Asian influence to it. Very, very cool. And each one has, of course, it's almost like Eevee, but based on region instead of anything else. There's Minior, kind of like Meteor, but Minior like a miniature meteorite. It's a rock flying type. Here's Fomantis and Lurantis. Looks like a bug. Should be cool. And that's a little preview of the other one that there is. Then we got Mudbray. Looks like a cool little horse. I mean, it looks exactly just like a little horse. And there's a cool thing about Mudbray that'll come up in a second. You can ride the Pokemon. That's the third announcement. There's Pokemon that you can actually ride. I'm sure that's going to be limited to some. There's Charizard. You get to ride a freaking Charizard. How cool is that? So I think it's going to get rid of a lot of the HMs that we used to have. At least I hope that's the intent. Because HMs always kind of felt like a big waste of Pokemon space. And some people even created Pokemon slaves that just had HMs. And it seems like, you know, there's 6 slots that you have, but one of them's just a big wasted mess because you have to have them to get around. And I'm glad that they're finally trying to find a way out of that, which is maybe this. Maybe these Pokemon just have this ability instead of having to give them the ability. That is awesome, and I just want to ride a Charizard around. Like, I think that's been everybody's dream since they were a kid. So that's awesome, and that's all the Pokemon news I have for you. Next up, the Galaxy Note 7 is officially being released tomorrow. And I don't know about release, but they're showing it off, so they're officially giving us the official specs. I have some unofficial specs. It's super likely to be what this is, but let's hold out and wait for the official announcements. We could get surprised tomorrow, and I'll explain why I'm talking about it in a second, but let's talk about it. The display is 5.7-inch Quad HD and Super AMOLED. That's pretty typical. Exynos 8890 or Qualcomm Snapdragon as the processor. RAM is 4 GB. I'm hoping they up that to 6. It's been rumored about that, but I'm not holding my breath. I feel like I might be a little bit disappointed when it comes to that. A sweet camera. You know it's going to have a cool camera. 12 megapixels. And I believe 5 megapixels on the front. Yeah, 5 megapixels on the front. Internal storage is either 64 gigabytes or 128. With expansion for the micro SD to 128 gigabytes. I thought I heard it's going to be more than that. I almost made a fart noise in my mouth. I thought it was supposed to be more than that, but we'll see. It has IP68 resistance to dust, wind, and water, so that's awesome. I actually dropped my Note 4 while I was taking a bath. That's a private story. And it's available in black, silver, and blue. It has an iris scanner and a fingerprint scanner. That iris scanner is amazing. I can't wait to try that. And it has a 3500 mAh battery. Again, kind of a disappointment. I thought it was supposed to have a 4300. That's okay, though. We'll deal with that. It has an advanced S Pen, and it's supposed to be revealed tomorrow with an official release date on the 15th, I guess. Carrier dependent. I'm hoping Verizon gets it early. They're usually pretty up on all that. 850 euros, which is right around 950 US dollars. The reason I'm excited about it is because it also is launching a new gear. When this comes out, there's going to be a new gear that comes with it for $90, and that is the virtual reality that Samsung has. And that's going to be the way I participate in the VR evolution that's happening. I wanted to do the other ones, but it looks like this is going to be the way I have to go. And I am super excited. I'm going to be screen recording that and hopefully reviewing all those cool VR games for you guys. And tell me if you're excited. Are you a Samsung person or are you an Apple person? If you are, you disappoint me. Anyway, next up is the Xbox One Slim or the Xbox One S. It's actually coming out tomorrow on August 2nd. So make sure if you really want Xbox One, you've been waiting for it, you can order it online or in stores in certain states. If you want to just order it online, you're good everywhere. But if you want to order it, or if you want to get it in person, it's only in certain states. I'm not sure which ones. Just get it online, unless you don't. Maybe you're afraid of it being banged up. I totally understand. Anyway, it's $400 for the 2 terabyte console, $350 for the 1 terabyte, and $300 for the 500 gigabyte. It displays in 4K Ultra HD. I think that's upscaled, but I could be wrong. It's not. I don't think it's native. I don't think any of these consoles are going to be able to do native. That's just my assumption, but I could just be totally wrong. It has a 40% smaller body, so that's really cool. It takes up a lot less room. I've never been huge on caring about the size of a console, but some people are, and you know, in Japan specifically, they actually have a culture that depends on smaller consoles. I guess because they have smaller living quarters, they like things to be smaller. So maybe this will help them in Japan. Who knows? It's a streamlined controller that actually has Bluetooth, so which is super cool. And it also comes with a vertical stand that you can put your console on. So really neat. I'm kind of mad that I have an Xbox One S or one that's not the S model because that looks pretty slick. But it is what it is. Not gonna bitch and moan about that. And that's all the news for today. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but those are the 3 ones I wanted to talk about. Anything else happen that you want to talk about? Are you excited for Pokemon? Are you excited for the Note 7? You want to get an Xbox One S? Put it in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.